What is up, guys? Now, this is going to be something obviously way different than what you're used to seeing on my channel, but I just saw Dragon Ball Super Broly in theaters, and I am a huge Dragon Ball fan. Like, I've seen all of Dragon Ball, even though it's been forever. I saw all of Dragon Ball Z, I saw Dragon Ball Z Kai, I saw Dragon Ball GT, I've seen all Super, I've seen almost every movie. I think there's like one or two I didn't care to see because I basically knew what happened. But anyway, I love Dragon Ball. And so this is going to be a quick review and my thoughts of the movie. There's going to be some spoilers in this, so if you don't want to hear spoilers, I recommend turning away. But I think most of the hardcore Dragon Ball fans either have already seen it at this point, or they pretty much know what's going to happen because so much stuff has been leaked and spoiled and everything. So going into this movie, before I even sat down to watch it, we didn't think very many people was going to go out to watch this thing. And boy, were we wrong. There was a line at the theater, and there was originally one showing, and they had to open up multiple theaters so that they could have more than one showing because all the tickets sold out. And there were so many people that they were sitting on the floor in the theater. And yeah, it was pretty crazy. I did not expect to see that. So that's good news that a lot of people showed up to go see this thing. So hopefully it sells a lot, and that will pretty much guarantee that we're going to get more Dragon Ball in the future. So that was cool. But there was definitely some mixed reactions, just not only from me, but from the other people I saw. Like after the movie, I was out in the parking lot and I saw some people were like, "Oh, this is amazing." And then I saw this one guy was talking to his friend. He's like, "Damn, I almost got up and left." He's like, "That wasn't even Dragon Ball." So there was some mixed feelings, and I'm going to do this review kind of in two parts. Like, once the fighting started happening, I felt like the pacing just completely changed. So I want to review the first part of the movie first, and that's what I'm going to do right now. But before I get into the actual plot, let's talk about the art style. The art style I was originally iffy on. Like, I didn't really like the way that they were advertising it. I didn't like the look of the trailer, and I just thought it was weird. But the art style actually didn't bother me for the first part of the movie. I thought that, all these new characters looked fine, Frieza looked fine. Like, I thought that it looked pretty cool. Like, it was a nice little change. The art style didn't start to bother me until I started to see the characters that we're all used to seeing and the ones that had the most screen time. Like, once Goku and Vegeta got on screen, I was like, they look a little weird, and it's definitely going to take some getting used to. And then the art style for the fighting I didn't really like that at all, because it was kind of hard to watch because there was just so much going on with the CGI and everything. But I'll get into that in the second part. But the first part of the movie, I really liked the plot. I liked how they gave Broly a new backstory. I like how they gave Planet Vegeta more of a backstory, and they explained as to why Frieza was afraid of the Saiyans, and he wanted to blow them up, and how he gathered them all, and they sent Broly away, and then they went to the planet, and Broly trained and stuff. Like, I really liked the first part of the movie. I think it was paced perfectly fine. It was nice to see the backstory for everything. The art style was good. The new characters were good. I felt like they all added to the plot, and they all had their own, unique, good personalities, and I really liked the first part of the movie. And I felt like the comedy was tied in well. Like, it wasn't trying too hard to be funny, and it was serious when it needed to be. And the first part of the movie was definitely my favorite of the two parts, which is weird because obviously I love all the fighting in Dragon Ball. That's why Dragon Ball is as amazing as it is because of the fighting. But getting into the second part of the movie, once the fighting started happening, I expected them to fight, take a break, and then maybe pick up fighting again later on. But that's not what happened. It was just nonstop fight the entire time. And it was believable. The movie had me believing Broly. Broly has such an ass pull in this movie when it comes to his raw strength and stuff. And I hope that this movie, I hope they do the same thing with this movie, and they put it into Super, and they make individual episodes to cover the movie again, like they did with the previous two movies, the one with Frieza and the Battle of the Gods, how they did a retelling. I really hope this movie gets this so they can slow down, because this movie felt really rushed in some parts of the movie. There's just some scenes that were just kind of forced for time, you could really tell. But anyway, back to Broly. When Broly first started fighting Vegeta, I mean, it was believable. Like, they're going back and forth, and Broly's pushing him, and he has to go Super Saiyan, and Vegeta's still kicking his butt, and I'm like, wow, I mean, Broly's still fighting with a really strong Super Saiyan Vegeta. Like, this, I mean, yeah, this is believable. Broly's a badass. He's legendary Super Saiyan. He's Broly. He's giving him a run for his money. Then, as soon as he went straight up to Super Saiyan God, and then Broly started to compete with that, that's where the power scaling jump kind of got a little iffy for me. Because as soon as he went from Super Saiyan straight up to Super Saiyan God, it's like Broly trucked through everything. And they kind of briefly gave a reasoning to that. He's like, oh, he's learning as he fights. But that's every Saiyan. Like, Goku learns as he fights. And it was kind of, I mean, it was a bit of a stretch for me in the Tournament of Power when they had Kale go like Broly mode, and she was like legendary Super Saiyan, and she was taking on Super Saiyan Blue, and she was holding her own. I thought that was a stretch, but Broly just isn't fazed by anything. Like, he takes on Super Saiyan God Vegeta, and then he takes on Goku, which also goes Super Saiyan God, so he's taking on Goku. Then Goku has this really big power up, and he screams, and it's really epic, and he goes Super Saiyan Blue, and then Broly's just not even phased. He's still trading blows with Super Saiyan Blue right off the bat. And then Vegeta's like, oh crap, you can't take him by yourself. So Vegeta and Goku are both fighting him at the same time, which still doesn't phase Broly. He's just taking them on both together, like he's just trading punches, like nothing even happened. And it's like anytime they powered up past that point where Vegeta was originally the Super Saiyan, the whole rest of the movie, Broly just isn't fazed by anything they throw at him. Even no matter how many times they power up, Broly just doesn't care. Then they go off screen and they fuse as Gogeta, which that part felt really rushed. They just go away. They're like, hey, let's fuse together. And Vegeta's like, oh, I don't want to. And it was just, that's where the pacing was a bit off for me. Like, it feels like the second part of the movie really needed to be a lot slower. So that's why I hope that they really retell this story and they give these individual, like they really draw out the fight is what I'm hoping. So they fuse, they come back as Gogeta, which base Gogeta should be enough alone to take on Broly, but he still traded punches with Gogeta. Then Gogeta goes Super Saiyan, which is an even more of an upgrade. He's still trading punches back and forth with Broly. Broly's not even phased, and they're still fighting almost evenly. It wasn't until Gogeta had to go Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, or Gogeta Blue, that is when there was a difference, and Broly couldn't keep up. It took Gogeta Blue is what had to take down Broly, because Broly just kept getting more angry and angry and angry and angry, and it just felt like a huge jump. I mean, I'm okay with Broly, and I'm okay with the fan service for Gogeta and for Broly and for Bardock. Like, this whole movie's just like a fan service thing. I felt like they kind of needed more of an explanation as to how he got so powerful, because Goku and Vegeta have been through everything. They've been through so much to get to the point that they're at now. And Broly just shows up and gets mad and can take on freaking Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. It's just, I don't know. I mean, it's not, I'm not saying I didn't like the movie. I'm just saying it felt like it was an ass pull for Broly. And then the second part about the fight, like I said, it felt really rushed. Once the fighting started happening, it felt really rushed. I mean, I do like the scenes. I thought they were really beautiful. The lighting was cool. The explosions were cool. The part with Frieza was cool. He even fought with Whis for like 2 seconds, and Whis was just dodging everything, just when they bought time for Gogeta. It was like the art style combined with all the CGI kind of made it feel like an old Dragon Ball video game, kind of like Budokai 2 with that kind of graphics. That's what it felt like sometimes, because yeah, combining this new art style with all the CGI, there were so many explosions and stuff, and it was kind of hard to keep up with. And like, I honestly like the fighting in Super, like in the Tournament of Power. I think that fighting was well paced. Like, they're still going faster than speed of light, instantaneous movements, and but you could still keep up with that better than what was happening in this movie. Like, it was just all kinds of lights and flashes and all over the place, and it was just nothing but screaming from Broly. And so yeah, I just didn't really like the second part of the movie. I really liked the first part. I thought the pacing was good. when Broly showed up, it felt like an ass pull. It felt like the pacing was just like, yep, let's cram all this stuff, final part of the movie in like 30 minutes and just go with it. And then the very end of the movie, of course, Goku tracks down Broly after the wish, and he meets Broly on his planet, and he's trying to help him out, and he's trying to be all buddy-buddy with Broly, and how he wants to fight Broly again in the future. And he even makes a remark, he's like, you might be stronger than Beerus. So when he said that, there was a few oohs and ahs from the audience. So who knows what they're going to do with that in the future, but I don't know. What do you guys think about the movie? I mean, like I said, I'm a hardcore Dragon Ball fan, and I've liked most of the movies, but I'm going to have to give this movie initial reaction, initial thoughts. I'm probably going to rate it a 6 out of 10, to be honest. I think I liked Battle of Gods more. I think this might be tied, or maybe even a little bit better than the Resurrection of F movie, or Frieza, or, I mean, there's multiple names for it, but I think it's better than that one by a smidge. But I mean, I still like the Battle of Gods probably a little bit better. But yeah, like I said, I really, really hope that when they bring back Super, that they give this its own arc, and they do an in-depth retelling of maybe like 50 episodes of the backstory of Broly. Maybe go into more about how he just gets enraged and can keep getting more and more powerful. And I don't know, I want to see them actually put Gogeta in a few episodes. Maybe give him an entire episode of learning how to be Gogeta. And then maybe explain which fusion is better. Because in Super, the Bataria rings didn't last very long, and they defused in like one episode. And then it felt like this, he battled Broly for, I don't know, it felt like the fight with Broly lasted longer than the entire episode where he was Vegito in the episode of Super. I hopefully they go into depth about which one's stronger, or if they're the same, or whatever. But yeah, if you saw the movie, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Now this video is on this channel mainly because this is kind of a plug. I am starting a new channel. It hasn't officially started yet. I'm still getting the logo and the banner, and I'm still like setting up the channel and everything. But as soon as that goes up, it's going to be called Swanee Talks Anime, or Swanee Does Anime, one of those two. And I'm mainly going to cover Dragon Ball Super, just everything Dragon Ball related. And I might cover some Naruto and just any other anime that I watch in the future. And it's just going to be like this video, where I just have like 1 or 2 pictures on screen, and I just talk kind of like a podcast, where I just ramble. And I'm going to do episode reviews every time there's a new episode of Super. I'm going to cover that. I'm going to do like theories and just tons of different stuff. So if you are interested in that kind of thing, stay tuned. Just keep watching the main channel. I will have an announcement video when that channel goes live. And yeah, so that is going to do it for me. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I really want to know your guys' opinion on this, because I know a lot of people love the movie and they're like, this is the greatest movie ever. But then, like I said, some people didn't like it, and they said, like that guy in the parking lot said, it wasn't even Dragon Ball. I liked it. I give it a 6 out of 10. I just wished it was slower paced, and there wasn't, I don't know, I wish the fighting was better and they gave a little more explanation. But I mean, I'm not going to knock too much for that. But that is going to do it for this video, and I will talk to you guys next time.
We would be honored if you would join us. You cannot resist